when you want the truth, and when you want the facts, you better watch No Filter, because I got your back. Ain't no ducking, ain't no dodging, ain't no scheming, ain't no hiding, cause I got that work. You wanna get this work, you wanna get this work, you about to get this work.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to No Filter News and Talk, and it's your girl Ingrid. Welcome back. Now, I want to send a big shout out to all my subs out there. I have the best, and when I say the best, I have the best subs in the whole wide world. So, big shout out to you guys. And I want to say thank you for everybody who ordered a No Filter News and Talk cup. Thank you so much for ordering. I am completely sold out. There is no more until further notice. So thank you guys so much. Those cups are on the way. Now let's jump into this video. Now, Mr. David Gross has been on the chopping block lately. And I'm going to say Gross because it sounds better. Now, Mr. Gross has been on this chopping block. We pulled up LLC information. We pulled up his financial deed information, his business deal, business partners. We pulled up all kind of information about this man. And guess what? We left out something very important. Very important. The family still backs him. Yes, the family is still riding with him. I'm sure by now they have sat down and had a roundtable discussion about who owns what. Now, Mr. David Gross had issued a statement about being pressured by the Los Angeles Police Department and how he kept quiet for so many months and how he's been in a standoff with them about this property. So I want to say a shout out to Frankie Hardwork. Go check out his channel. Now, he made a video and he said, basically we need to listen to what Black Sam is saying. And so I listened to the video and listened to Sam's speech at the memorial service. And it makes sense. He was basically saying what they've been saying for the longest. But sometimes you need a refresher. You need to go back to the drawing board. And so I appreciate him for giving me that reminder to go back and listen to that speech. And in that speech, he was saying how they were harassed.
Man, everybody here already knows in hip, man, and through the music, personally, I swear to God, everything he said in the music was who he was, and it's not too much I can tell you about him, man. I just hope that he knows we all proud of him, and we all know the music. If I die today, I know the set proud, nigga. And that's how Nip thought, he loved everybody, and he loved who he grew up with, where he grew up, and just wanted to inspire and always bring something back and make, it wasn't about how some people think handouts and giving. When we was growing up, we just admired the people in the community that was hustling and had, because we grew up kind of had not, so they didn't have to give us anything. They inspired and showed us a way, and we molded ourselves after the positive people that wasn't on drugs, that wasn't alcoholics, the hustlers basically. And so they didn't have to really even say anything to us. They demonstrated with action. And Nip, that's what Nip was about. Nip was about demonstrating and coming back that people could walk up, touch, see. And, he appreciated, whether he said it or not, the pats on the back. And it meant a lot to him. Bro, keep doing your thing, man. We appreciate what you're doing. You're making it look good. You putting us on the map, you know, that shit meant a lot to him. And that shit meant a lot to me from everybody who did that. And, you know, like you said, if I die today, I made the set proud, nigga. You made the world proud, you know. Look at this shit, bro. This shit, you know, the whole family appreciates everything, and my grandma, you know, she loved him to death, and he loved her to death, and you know, I know she was already proud, but she can't even believe the news and the people calling and just the love that the people feel about bro. You know, is one thing that I know he's happy about also. Just the family understanding what he meant to everybody else is very big. I don't want to be long-winded, man. I just, you know, maybe I'll tell you some things maybe you didn't know about Nip, man. Us growing up, you know, he came home. I think I was already 3 when he came home. So, you know, I got whooped a couple times when I'm in the room and my mom came in and he's crying. I got whooped. So, you know, that was my little bro, man, and I just try to do as much as I could to lead a good example and make sure that he was good, you know. You know, I hope you know I loved him and I was proud of him, and you know, I know he loved me, man, and many a times, you know, growing up. Remember the first time I got into it, I mean, we was fighting all the time, but the first time I got into a fight and got knocked out, man, it was on 60th, and I got knocked unconscious. And as I'm waking up, you know, Nip, younger than me, is pushing the guy, fighting him down the block. You know, I jump back up and run up, but you know, I just knew, you know, I always knew, but I said, all right, you know, bro held it down when I was out, so for sure, you know. And he was like that at all times, man, just growing up. You know, we had a little crew on 60th Street, and we would try to hustle up money, water lawns, shovel the neighbors' dog shit in the back, wash cars, for whatever we could get. And we'd work hard all day, and it seemed Nip would just put in 10 minutes and come back with 200-300, and we couldn't believe the shit. We like, man, I've been working 12 hours for $15 and you can hit the block with 200. You know, he always had a scheme. He was always so intelligent and charismatic. And as you can see in the pictures and the slideshows, man, he always had a bright smile on his face. And, you know, he walked in the room and he was he took over the room. He took control of the room and just positive, you know, people came to him since a young age. Even when we first had this first shop, Sloss and Tees, me and Fats and Nip, you know, Adam, we used to always say, soon as Nip pull up, you know, we didn't want all the homies hanging out in the front. You know, soon as Nip pull up, he's there for 10 seconds. I don't know, phone calls is being made, the whole hood is there. It's 100 niggas in the front, 20 guns, and, you know, we just knew that about Nip, man. He just, he attracted people. People were attracted to Nip, and you know, he always was positive. And I think he just inspired a lot of people, man. So that's one of the things. I got so many stories, man. Nip built our first computer. My grandfather really bought our first computer. We ended up breaking it, throwing it away. And then as we got older, when we wanted a computer, Nip would come home from school with a backpack full of computer parts. And we shared a room, and you know, we shared bunk beds. You know, I was a little older, OCD. I used to, you know, hey, we cleaning up today. He would get pissed off. Like, you ain't going nowhere, you helping me clean the room. And he brought these computer parts, and I'm like, man, we can't keep these in this room. He like, nah, I'm gonna build a computer. I'm like, man, if you don't get out of here, man, he's like, 12 years old. I'm like, man, a computer back then to me was like rocket scientist. So I'm like, there's no way, get this shit out of here. And he came back the next day with another piece of a computer. Came back, it took him about a week, maybe 2 weeks, and we just had all computer parts, loose parts on the floor. And he went to a computer auction and bought a case and bought a power supply. And I came home one day, he had the magazine that my grandfather had bought, computer magazines, and he had the computer and it was working, and he turned it on, and I could not believe this. He had built the computer and it was working. And, you know, at that point, I was just amazed, and, you know, I really was mind-boggled. I just, you know, I was proud of him, and my mom, everybody, we couldn't believe it. And people in the family were coming over and was so astonished that his IQ, or just that he was able to do something like this. Later on, a couple years later, he ended up getting software and being able to record music on that computer. And I remember coming and hearing something that he recorded at a young age, and I couldn't believe that. I was amazed once again. I had to pull him to the side. I said, bro, did you write this? And he said, yeah. And man, it was so complex and something that amazed me again. You know, I came home the next day, I started writing. I said, shit, if bro did it, shit, let me see. Man, I must have wrote for 2 weeks, and I threw all that away. I said, okay, it skipped me. You know, this is a real story. So I told him from there, you're special, you know, just whatever I can do, you know, we believe. And moving fast forward, and as he became, you know, a teenager, 16, 17, 18, you know, I'm seeing the route, and I try to do as much as I could to, you know, keep him out of the front line and keep him out of the streets and out of the gang banging as much as I could, like, nah, you know, but, you know, it really was nothing I could do. And only thing that, while I'm trying to get money and hustling, I was in my head like, only thing we may be able to do is help get this music career going, because I felt that was the only avenue and that was the only thing he wanted to move toward. And I remember one of my goals was just anything I could do to help finance or help match him with or put my head together with, you know, that was gonna be one of my goals. So to see where he took it and just trying to make something legit for him to have, he ended up actually making something legit for me to have, and for us to have something legit, something inspirational to attach ourselves to, you know, and not have to be doing something illegal, or just to see the things that he did, the music, the people that he inspired, us having a shop, people coming from all over the world, man. It's I said, tell him it's mind-boggling, man. It's like the Field of Dreams, you know. He built something, and the people are coming, paying homage like a Mecca. They coming from all over the world, all over the country, and you know, it's something so special. And you know, I was talking to him, and we were so heartbroken that Fats wasn't around to see the album come out. So I just couldn't understand how, after all this, bro, go out like this, man. It just really don't make sense. Really don't make sense. And you know, it's changed everything I thought I understood. You know, it got to be something past this, man, for bro to go out like that. But you know, last thing I'm gonna say is, you know, I'm proud of bro. You know, he always looked out and always wanted other people to go. You know, it wasn't just about him getting there. You know, he'd been fly since a young age. You know, it wasn't about that. It was about bringing it back and inspiring and building. And he had so many plans, and he had so many people that he wanted to involve in his plans. And it was getting there. You know, we bought the lot, man, but I don't know how we did it. You know. And that was a big thing for bro, man, because he used to sell CDs out the trunk. You know, he used to be in that parking lot, and they used to try to kick him out of the lot. And y'all know what we went through with the police in that lot. And I don't know if anybody knows, we had got a 30-day notice. And they was kicking us out of all the businesses that we own in the lot. And the owner was like, man, I'm so sorry. The district attorney and the police, they putting pressure on us. They said we could lose this property if we don't kick you guys out the lot. I remember this used to be a vacant lot, and people used to be scared to rent the lot. You guys came here, you changed it. People are pulling up. Every lot is rented. And at this point, if you guys still are interested in buying a lot, you know, rather than kick you guys out, we're willing to sell it to you. So at this point, man, you know, we was all broke. Nip had money invested everywhere, and we shook hands and said we do want to buy the lot. We didn't know how we was gonna do it, honestly. And Nip went on a scramble. I went on a scramble, tapped in with JP, the whole team, and I honestly don't know how we did it, but we was able to close and get the lot. And Nip was so proud of that and so happy of that accomplishment. You know, I don't drink, man, but I went ahead and took a shot with bro for that, man. You know, that and when the album came out, just even the Victory Lap album coming out, man, Nip said he was gonna do it, and that was so important for his debut album to finally really come out. And you know, I'm just so happy that the album was able to come out and he was able to do what he said he was gonna do. You know, a lot of people thought coming up and when he first got signed, he was gonna get some money and leave. You know, like he said, they didn't have a fucking clue. They had no clue of what he really was gonna do. And come on. Yeah, I want everybody to know, man, Nip put his heart and soul on Crenshaw and Slauson. And we used to talk, you know, we gotta go. We don't know if we're gonna go at 80, 60, 30, or 20. But the one thing is to make sure when you go the right way. You stand up for what you believe in. You put your money where your mouth is. You never fold. You never let the pressure sway you from doing what you want to do. You never let anything, the politics, stop you from coming around and staying around. And I hope everybody knows that that's what bro did. Bro stayed and he died on Crenshaw and Slauson. And everybody who showed love, even the ones who didn't, Nip had nothing but love and respect and humbleness. And that's what I want to leave, man. I love him. And I hope I didn't leave anything out, man.
Please welcome Lauren London.
So there you have it. Sam said it out of his own mouth at the memorial speech. Nipsey have said it several times. They did not want them in that lot. LAPD and their counterparts did not want them in that lot. They even had the owners give them a 30-day notice. They wanted to evict them out of the lot. So when Dave says it, now it's a problem. Dave just saying what Nipsey and Sam have always been saying, that they were harassed on numerous occasions. In a statement recently made by David Gross, he says, the Los Angeles City Attorney's Office was trying to end us. Literally, they wanted to expel the Marathon store from Slauson Plaza. No doubt, if Nipsey was still alive, they'll still be stalking it after doggedly pursuing him, his brother, his team, and his businesses for damn near a decade. To no avail. Again, their story to tell when appropriate. But when I partnered with them to buy the lot, I got to experience the ways these systems work together firsthand. So how can we believe Nipsey and Sam when they say the police were harassing them, but turn around and say Dave is a liar when he says the same thing? Yeah, that sounds real crazy. Then Dave said, it was embarrassing and a slap in the face when they started trying to press me to evict the store, only to find out that I'm partners with Nip, Sam, and All Money In. So the city attorney then came at me and then sent the cops at me and ultimately tried to leverage the press against me by leaking documents and emails to the New York Times to smear us and make our ownership of the lot seems like a problem in the Crenshaw district. That caused real problems for me that I still can't fully address it because it's ongoing. It hurt live deals and brought some to a complete halt. So they contact Dave and they come up with a plan. Now, Nipsey probably had good credit, excellent credit, but he probably didn't have any business credit. Dave had the business credit because Dave's business was able to get finance for the $2.5 million. They didn't finance Dave, they financed Dave's business. And that's a good business move. So Dave wouldn't be personally liable for the business if anything go wrong. And neither would Nipsey. So Nipsey and Sam basically signed a promissory note to Dave. I'm sure it's not a promissory note. I'm sure it's called something else, but basically that's what it was. The business goes into Dave's name, but they got to make sure the notes get paid. So they have their own contract that we couldn't pull up. That's why this picture right here. This is why Nipsey and Sam are signing some documents and they're sitting with the notary to get their contracts notarized. So if anything go wrong, these documents right here would be able to hold up in court. So the question that I have is, did Dave snake Nipsey out of his company, out of his plaza? Or was Dave just helping out some friends? After all, he did put his own company on the line. It's nothing more or nothing less. It's just like if a friend or a family come to you and say, hey, I need you to put this in your name. I pay the notes every month, but I just need you to put this in your name. But on a much higher scale, of course, we're dealing with $2.5 million. So I told y'all why I believe that Nipsey and Sam's name wasn't on the property. I kind of understand that now. Another thing I didn't understand was, what's the urgency? Why were they in a rush to tear down the Marathon store and build it up into a Nipsey Tower? I believe this letter right here had a lot to do with it. Now, remember that it was rumored that Nipsey was supposed to meet with the police about the gangs in the neighborhood. That was this letter. This letter went out February 13th, 2019. And in this letter, it says, Dear Mr. Gross, the safe Neighborhood and Gang Division of Los Angeles City Attorney's Office include the citywide nuisance abatement program. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but that was just the first paragraph. They wanted to meet with the business owners about the property. They were calling the property a nuisance. And on the second page of this letter, it says, failure to take steps to prevent the aforementioned unlawful activity from occurring at the property could result in the filing of a civil enforcement action against SCV by the Los Angeles City Attorney's Office. If SCV is interested in meeting with our office, please contact me within the next 10 business days. Now, I know what you're thinking. What does all this have to do with tearing down the Slauson and Crenshaw Plaza? Well, it has a lot to do with it, because they were trying to take this business away from them. They were trying to take this whole plaza away from them. And if they can show that they were making progress on the plaza, repairing it, fixing it up, doing different things, then they can't touch it. It's that simple. And that's why they want to tear it down and build it back up. And they're just going to go ahead and fulfill Nipsey plans that he had for it anyway. So the urgency is to stop them from taking the property from them. Because according to an LA Times article, they said that the police wanted them to, put some lights out there, put some security out there, and it probably was a host of other things, but that's all they said. So these are just my beliefs. Of course, I wasn't there, so I don't know 100%. But I'm just saying, I believe this had a lot to do with it. So no matter what information we pull up on Dave, we must understand one thing. The family has his back. And we can't do anything but respect that. But I wonder why. There are several plazas on Crenshaw and Slauson. Several businesses. Why do they want this business? Why do the city attorney office want this particular business? That's the question we should be asking. But that's my time. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Peace.